If you are starting to hit plateaus in the gym, the culprit may be progressive overload. Adding weight week to week is what propels strength, but only to a certain point. Especially if you are making a lot of progress, then eventually you're going to get to the point where the overall volume that you are doing is going to be at a higher exertion, which is going to lead to excess fatigue. When fatigue builds up, it can cover your ability to express your maximal strength, and most of the time it will cause you to doubt if your program is right or if you need to switch something up, when in fact all you may need to do is repeat the training load that you did for your last training cycle. The reason this is beneficial is because once you get to that point where your rep work is really hard, like I was saying before, where that set of 5 or set of 8 or whatever you might be doing starts to feel like an RP 8 to 10, then at that point it's starting to look pretty ugly and it's going to be taking up a huge amount of your work capacity. Let's say you just ran a training block and you missed your PRs at the end of it on your top sets. Let's say your volume work was around an RPE 8.5. If you repeat the load, you're going to give your body another chance to adapt to the stimulus, especially since it's already experienced it before, and you should be able to move it at a lower RPE going into this new training block. We'll say you bring it down to an RPE 6.5 or 7. In doing that, you've gotten stronger without having to increase the amount of fatigue that you put on yourself. Another thing worth mentioning is rep quality matters, especially when you're trying to carry it over to maximal strength. That is why I suggest that for all of your volume work on all of the main lifts, they should be somewhere in the RPE 3 up to RPE 7 range, depending on how well you recover from a given lift. And that's going to be based on leverage, which I'm going to talk about in another video. I believe as long as you are within this range and you have a properly managed workload throughout the training week, you should be able to express maximal strength that you are capable of within that given point in time. The last reason why I am a big fan of repeated loads is I have found for my own athletes, it just helps a lot with burnout. Most of the people that I coach are in powerlifting, and you do the same lifts pretty often: squat, bench press, and deadlift. So it can be really nice to take the pressure off yourself by just focusing on rep quality and something that you know you've already done before. Then you can push accessories to make up for the rest of the progress that you aren't able to get through within the main lifts.